Welcome to Team Perry's Step Out of Line podcast, featuring co-hosts Perry and Lori Finkelstein. Together, they explore, meet, and share inspirational stories with guests who have made a positive impact in today's world. This podcast resonates with our hope to make this world a better place one step at a time through love, acceptance, and uplifting conversations.
Shawn Bardenett, who is the New York Mets coordinator of rehab and reconditioning, according to his LinkedIn profile. He has been with the Mets for, I believe, a year and a half. He'll have to tell us a little bit more about that. So we wanted to get to meet you and find out more about your job, what you do, and also just to touch on what you're doing during Corona time. So how did you start working with the New York Mets organization? How did that go?
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. I'm excited to be here and, really inspired by you guys and everything you're doing. And it's an honor to be here, especially seeing you had Daryl Strawberry and Nelson and some really big people on here. So I'm not sure you got the right guy, but like I said, I'm excited to be here and thank you for having me. In terms of the Mets, this is my second season with the Mets. I was with the Royals before and the White Sox before that, and then the Royals before that. So kind of a long journey to get here. I'm a native New Yorker, so I was really excited to come back to New York State and be closer to home. And working with the Mets has been a dream job, and hopefully we're getting back to baseball sooner than later. I know you guys are itching for it. I am as well.
For sure, yes. So a physical therapist, but you also do training as well. You don't just show up when they're injured, you do the training as well. So my question to you is what are the Mets doing? How are they keeping up their routine in Corona times? Because we want to copy everything that they do. Are they doing ropes? Like, what are they doing?
We're talking to these guys every day, and they're working really hard because, we don't know when we're going to get the call that we have another little spring training here. So we're kind of planning for all scenarios that whenever the phone call does come, these guys are going to be ready. They're all working their tails off, and we're sending them, say one of their facilities closes down, we're filming them videos of, hey, this is what you can do in your home. Now, I filled a briefcase or a luggage full of books, and I've been working out with that, shooting videos of, hey, guys, whatever you have access to, these are some things we can come up with and to keep them going. And, so these guys are prepared. We still have pitchers throwing bullpens to, sometimes their dads, their best friends running out in the street. Some parks were closing down in Florida, so we had to get creative with that. So, but everyone's bought in. We had a great spring training. This is a really special team, so we want to keep that momentum going. And guys are really still motivated, still excited, and chomping at the bit here to play some baseball sooner than later.
So who would have imagined that you would be in this situation right now, lugging around a duffel bag full of books, trying to show the Mets how to work out? It's crazy.
It is crazy times, but I talked to Robinson Cano yesterday, and he's still running sprints every day. And these guys are hungry. They're very ready for baseball, and hopefully what's left of a special season. And they're taking it very seriously, despite a lot of the obstacles that are, non-traditional training techniques we've had to come up with.
So are any of them worried that they're not going to be able to pick up right away? Because there's a lot of dead time. And I know you said they're training hard, but in the back of their mind, they must be thinking, how are we going to pull this off? But every team is in the same position.
Yeah, we are. And every time MLB tells us anything new, we all come up with new scenarios of, all right, how much time would we need to safely build these guys up? So, those are, I think, a lot of our concerns on the health and performance side is how do we keep these guys safe? Because, normally you have 6, 7, 8 weeks of a spring training. And if we don't have that amount of time, we want our players to be safe. So we want them to keep doing as much as they can, working out as much as they can, hitting, throwing, running, so that when we do start, it's safe on their body, their tissues, because it does take some time to adapt to get up to game speed. So these guys are working hard and staying as close to it as possible. And we're ready to go whenever it starts and we get the call and it's safe. And, that's obviously first and foremost important, bigger than baseball. But when we get the opportunity, I think we're going to be ready to go.
So you mentioned that this was your dream job. Did you grow up a Mets fan? Or a Yankees fan? You're afraid to say. Or
I'm afraid to admit, I grew up a very big baseball fan. I played baseball, soccer, I ran track, and I kind of got to the point where I wasn't good enough to continue playing, so I had to find another way to get there. And going to physical therapy school, and then residency and fellowship, always wanting to get into professional sports and baseball. Um, I really love working with the White Sox and the Royals, but then a New York team came calling, and to me, that's a really rare opportunity that I'm so grateful for. I pull up in my car to Citi Field every day. I look up at that sign and I kind of pinch myself of this is really fortunate. I know on my behalf, and I'm going to do everything I can to take advantage of it and be part of the team and help us win. That's what matters at the end of the day.
That's awesome. I know we always get butterflies when we pull into Citi Field and get in and look at the big, stadium and get, it's just so exciting. Do you still, like when you go on that field, do you still have that excitement in your stomach every time you go there? Like, here I am, I'm doing this, or?
Yeah, it's a special place. Citi Field, they did an unbelievable job, renovating, going from Shea Stadium to Citi Field. I think it's one of my favorite parks in all of baseball. And now that I've worked in the American League and the National League, this year I checked off every box. I went to every one in the league, and Citi Field ranks up there as one of the best in my opinion. And for me, every day I put on, the shirt, the sweatshirt, whatever it is, and it says New York, and being from New York, to me, that's really special. So I'm really grateful to be back closer to home and be part of this organization.
How is the travel? You must travel an immense amount. How is that on your life? And you have no schedule. Your schedule is the Mets schedule. You have to plan everything around it.
Pretty much. Yeah. People always know where I am. They can look at the schedule and know, oh, you're in California or whatnot. So we kind of joke, it's more of a lifestyle than a job, but it's a dream come true. So I really enjoy it. And, getting to go all over the country, meet new people, see new stadiums, and meet different players. It's exciting. So I'm definitely missing that right now. But at the same time, taking advantage of a little bit of a slower downtime and trying to focus on things that, we don't always get the time to focus on when we're working 7 days a week, 12, 14 hours a day for 8 months in a row, hopefully 9 months when we win the World Series, get that extra month or two of baseball. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun and a great opportunity that I love.
All right. So we interviewed Rain Randazzo the other day. We just posted his video, and he's playing PlayStation MLB. Are you also that kind of guy, or you're doing Netflix?
I'm not much of a gamer. We never really had systems when I was growing up. I think our parents forced us outside and go find a ball to kick around or throw around or something like that. So I'm not much into that, but a little bit of Netflix, a lot of bit of FaceTiming with players and sending videos, and like I said, all these contingency plans of, hey, we might start in May, we might start in June, July. We don't know, but everything we hear, we're coming up with alternatives of how we're going to do this safely and effectively, and we're trying to take advantage of this time and do a lot of the groundwork for that, as well as trying to stay active and stay fit and go run around the beaches of Long Island. You guys, it's a beautiful place. I'm lucky to live down here and just take advantage of that as much as we safely can at these times. But
we agree. Well, thank you so much. What was your question?
How is it fit?
Well, yeah, how does an average person stay fit? Like, what are you doing to stay fit besides demoing videos and then sending them off? Like, what are we doing inside our houses here?
I tell you what, when I have to send a video, it holds me accountable to having to work out. So I kind of like when a guy needs an updated program or something like that. I'm fortunate. We have these, it's called blood flow restriction, BFR bands, that, you put them on your legs or your arms, and you can do really light body weight workouts, and it restricts the blood flow. So it tricks your brain, and you get the same metabolic response as if you're working out very heavy. So we have a lot of our guys doing that. We use it with rehab. If a guy hurts his knee or anything like that, we can put him on and still do light workouts that simulate really hard workouts, so they don't, lose a lot of muscle and things like that. So I've been doing that, encouraging our guys to do that. Like I mentioned, the suitcase, whatever you can find in your house to add some weight and some load to your workouts, and just keep moving, because it's good for you physically, but as importantly, it's good for you mentally right now.
Agreed. Totally. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys.
We really appreciate you speaking to us here at Team Perry. You know, we're always training for a marathon. We're training for hopefully what will be January 2021 to do the marathon again. So I'm like a Met. I'm always prepared. I'm ready to go out at any minute and push Perry 13 miles, and I'm ready to do that. 13.1 miles. And Perry is always training. She has to train a full year in order for her to get across that finish line. So she's always training as well. We don't slack off here. Some family members do, but we don't. So we're always in shape. We get it, and we appreciate your time. And it was so great to meet you. I'm so happy that you have your dream job. It sounds amazing, but it sounds like you worked very hard to get there. So
it's great to meet you guys too. We'll have to get you out to Citi Field here soon. Hopefully this year, if not
a dream.
Next year. Yeah, I hope this year though. We'll come have a special day with us for sure.
Well, we have our shirts ready. We're always ready to go to a game, and I so miss watching it on TV as well.
Yeah.
So we'll look out for you. Hopefully not running out in the field for a bad thing. But
you don't see me. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we won't see you, but if we do, we'll be looking at you. And thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you guys. It's such an awesome cause, and thank you for the inspiration.
Thanks, Shawn. Take care.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.